Hey, 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 crafty friends. It is Wednesday and time to take some time out from our busy lives to craft. So shout out in the comments and say hello. I'm Melissa with Peapod Chalk and I craft every Wednesday night. I'm here to show you a little bit of inspiration so that you can take 20 minutes out of your week and do a crafty project just for you and have a little me time, right? So important. So today we're getting started with our third project for the kitchen herb stencil project kit that I put together for you. This is my favorite one so far because I've been in my husband's wood shop totally raiding his wood supply stash, and I found this really cool piece of wood that was much longer that I've cut up, or actually, I'm not going to lie, he doesn't like me using his power tools. So he cut it up for me, but I told him what dimensions, and he even, what a dear, sanded it for me, which I very, very much appreciate. The couple that crafts together, right? So I'm very fortunate that way. But we're getting ready to do a fun craft with this. So this is what you need. You need the project kit that you can grab by clicking the link in the comments. And you need, from your craft stash, some wood and some twine or ribbon. And that's it. That's all. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. You also need some Clorox wipes. So I'll show you why here in just a second. And if you are like me and don't like to get your hands too dirty, especially when you're going to have to touch other things, you might want some gloves. So let's get started with that. We are getting ready. This is the last week of February. Tomorrow is Leap Day. Can you believe that? It seems like Leap Day was just happening, and yet here it is 4 years later. So I don't have anything fun scheduled. Well, I do have something fun scheduled for Leap Day. The contractor, one of the contractors we are interviewing for our home remodel, will be here in the morning to go over the project with us. So we're excited. We're getting some windows and doors put in that we desperately need. So here I have some brown chalk paste. And did you know you can turn brown chalk paste into a faux stain? So here I just have like a plain piece of wood that's been sanded. This came from this is a piece of oak. It came from a wire spool that like electricians use. My stepson actually brought it home, and my husband took it apart after it started to rot, and this part was good. So, all right, so I put some of that chalk on some of that chalk paint on the thing. Now we're going to take a Clorox wipe and we're going to do a faux stain technique. This is the easiest way to do staining, and the color will dry permanently and be really hard, so you don't have to worry about it washing off. It's a whole lot less messy than actual stain. So the first thing I like to do is kind of spread that across, right? And then lengthwise. It's also so fast. It's so much faster than painting, like honestly, and easier. Look at that. What? That was like 10 seconds. All right. So let's just finish up here with the sides and all that. And we really just need one. You just need one Clorox wipe for the whole piece on this. Anyway, isn't that cool? There's so many ways that you can use this chalk paste. I've showed you how to use it for paint. I've also had a watercolor tutorial, how to turn the chalk paste into watercolors, which is kind of fun, right? The stencil, using it for the stencil, which we will do today. Let's see, other ways you can use it. I'm sure there are more. I got to think about it. So, what I love about this is, outside of taking the time to find the wood, this is a really fast craft. Like, you are going to have a set of 3 for your wall, like a wall hanging for your kitchen or dining room. and you're going to be done in like probably 20 minutes or less. That's how I craft, guys. I don't have the patience that I should have for being like a craft instructor. I'm not. Patience is not. Tedious crafting is not my thing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and kind of try to wipe off some of this brown. Not that it matters. It's more about it getting on me, to be honest. Now, you could just walk away at this point and let it dry. It dries really fast. So, like, if the kids are calling or you need to go change that laundry, go do it. No problem. I don't even know why I'm doing that. Let's just take the gloves off. Oh, my goodness, Melissa. I'm just being silly. All right, guys. So, let's hit this with the... Oh, let's do this. I don't need this. So, we're going to move this out of the way. And let's hit this with the heat tool just really fast because I just want it to be a little bit dry. And then I'm going to show you that I've already done a couple of these. Just because I didn't want to spend a lot of time on the camera. So let's just get all this dry, at least dry on the front. So in my kitchen, we probably use cilantro the most. I would say as a general rule of thumb, cilantro is my go-to. But we eat a lot of Mexican food or Southwestern food, just because we are originally from the West and Southwest. So that's kind of where we gravitate. Basil is another one that I use a ton of. We like to eat a lot of caprese salads in the summer, and I totally grow my own tomatoes too. So, and then we add in like a cucumber. So good. I'm not so much with the thyme and the rosemary. Like I use that, but just not nearly as much. And then mint. We grow a lot of mint in our garden. We actually have it around our house because I don't know if you know this, but mint, is supposed to repel ants. So we have it growing around the foundation of the house. All right, so this is not in your kit. This is an add-on product. If you want it, it's not necessary, but I like using the surface wax because it just gives something, like if there's a crack in the wood, it just kind of fills it in and makes it so that when you put your stencil on, you're not going to get runs under your stencil. You can tell I've got this. You can use a paper towel for this, but I've got this little wax spreader, and you can tell that it's been well loved. If this was white, I'd be using like this one that doesn't have much paint on it because I don't want any transfer. But since I've got brown on there. Good. And I'm just giving it a really light coat. That's all we need. And you can feel it on there. So if you don't think you got enough, you can kind of put your finger on there. Oh yeah, you can feel it. You don't need a lot of it. I have had some people, when I've used this and then sprayed it later, like if it's going to be outside and needs a protectant coat, I have had some people be able to see kind of how I swirled it on there. But not really. I wouldn't worry too much about it. A lot of people will tell you that's not necessary, but I like the wax. All right. So we're going to get our transfer, and at this point it's looking well loved. And I'm going to do, let's see, the rosemary on this one, sage on this one, and, you know, maybe the basil. We do have a giant sage plant. We'll try the basil and see. Or should we do cilantro? We could do the cilantro. Yeah, let's do that. All right. want to think through this. So let's do this one first, the rosemary. I have this recipe for rosemary that I really, really like that uses rosemary. It's butternut squash and thyme and butternut squash and rosemary, salt and pepper and oil. That's it. And you just kind of chunk up your butternut squash and roast it with those herbs. It's so good. Such a good fall thing. So here I'm just doing what I normally do, you know, get some paste on your squeegee, give it a little pull across. And now the big reveal. 1, 2, 3. Okay, gorgeous. Let's set this over here off the camera frame so for just a minute because I want it to dry. Now let's do the thyme. Oh, I'm sorry, the sage. I saw the word thyme and thought and read it instead of. Okay, that's not straight. I can tell because of how that's going on there. Much better. Okay, this is going on a whole lot better than the glass jars. The smoothness, even though this is round, it's just like slightly round. Those glass jars were kind of hard to work with because getting that transfer to not pucker on the small jar. Okay, that's looking gorgeous. I want to talk about how I have used this transfer so much in the last couple of weeks. And you see that even doing that, I have, hold on. Even doing that, I've not had any problem with this transfer. It's still sticking. You get about 12 uses out of it. I have probably used it 12 times at this point, just for all the things I have done. And I'm going to say that I think I could use it several more times. But you get about 12 uses out of the transfer before it starts to lose its stickiness. You can see where the black ink that I used last week stained my transfer, but watch this. It might have stained the transfer, but it didn't damage it at all. So you'll see when I pull this up that all the detail is still there. Ready? Here we go. I said that, and then we got to go back right here. Okay, there we are. Yeah, perfect. Oh, that is gorgeous. All right, so let's stick this over here. I'm going to stick this back on the backer, take this to my sink, wash it off with cold water, and let it dry, and then it'll be reusable again. And then let's finish this up. So I'm going to put this away because we don't need it. We don't need it. Let's bring everybody back. Oh my goodness, guys, this is gorgeous. And let's give everybody a hit with the heat tool. This dries really fast, but the next thing that we do, I don't want to stick my hand in the white and smear it. Oh, you know what? I didn't notice this, but I got Basie without the L. All right. Oh yeah, I totally did. So what do you do when this happens? Well, put your transfer back down. There we are, bees. And I can kind of see how that is down in there. I'm just going to push it down and do my little L. That happened earlier when I was using this too with the basil. I just wasn't paying attention. And there you go. Look, I fixed it. Nobody would ever know. So back to drying really quick. Okay, now let me tell you how we're gonna, or show you how I'm gonna finish this, because I think this is really cool. I need a pair of scissors. The thing about making videos that I'm not very good at is I don't often have my stuff all together. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap some twine around the bottoms here. Yeah, oh goodness, yes, that is gorgeous. And you know what? We could just tuck the ends in and probably hide it. Ooh, turning the glue gun on. Let's do that. I gotta switch plugs. I don't keep my glue gun plugged in. Actually, I don't keep any of this stuff plugged in. So let's plug in the glue gun. And while that is heating up, I'm going to cut that there, and we'll set that there. Go on to the next one. One more loop. Okay. You guys just want to see if I can blister my hands. Now, we need to make a decision here. Should I go this way or around the end this way? I'm thinking like that. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Whew. All right, grabbing that around the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one. 5. All right. So let's see. Let's get this all. I love how that turned out. All right. Oh, one more. All right, so let's get a little bit of glue down. And we're not going to need a lot, just a tiny little bit. Hold please, we are not hot yet. All right, so let's see. This is our last kit with this. This is our last project with this kit. And I'm really excited about how all 3 of them turned out. So I'm going to put up a poll in my group, on my page. So go vote and tell me which one you liked best. Don't forget to snag that project kit before it's gone. And, you know, you can add on a couple of things. I was going to tell you that there are some chalkable shapes for this. So you could, with this specific project, you could use the chalkable chips, which is, you know, in the shape of the herb, and then glue that onto it for a little bit of dimension if you wanted. That would be really cute. All right, here we go. I just need a tiny bit. There we are. So I'm just going to kind of hide that in there. There we are. Burning myself. Come around here. Can you all see what I'm doing? I just kind of tucking this in, the end in, and it's not going to take a lot of hot glue. So there's that one. And then here's the basil one. So let's get this one tucked in. Just a tiny dot on the end is all that we need. Right, and then come around to the back. And we'll tuck that in too. No one will ever see the end that way. Gorgeous, gorgeous, guys. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, so then this is a sage. So where is that little end? Right there. So let's give that a little dot. Right there. Right there. Perfect. Pull that around. Oh, pull that around. And tuck that in. On the side here. And then if you want to hang these on the walls, there's a couple of options. So my husband suggested putting keyholes with his router in the back of this so that you can hang it on a nail. And that's an option if you have the option to do if you have that option. Like not everybody has the option to use a router to put a keyhole in. So I totally understand. The other option is some of these sawtooth hooks that you could just tap in there and use to hang. And so that is how you finish it. And guys, I am so excited about this project. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Be sure that you like and subscribe, follow and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for next week. We are going to be kicking off a brand new series next week. It's only a 2-week series and it's not the same transfer. We've got some fun Easter related projects for you. So I'm Melissa and I'll see you next Wednesday.